Hello, everybody. My name is Hon Ki Lee. Well, thank you for being with me. And I don't know even where to begin. It's been a long journey, and well, so let me tell you why I'm doing this. Well, first of all, welcome and to my vlog, video blog. And yeah, thank you for being here with me. And if you'd like, leave your comments, answers, and questions, whatever. Okay. I'm at home. I'm in Alaska, and let me just say it. Okay. I'm running for president in 2020. Today is June 19th of 2018, and so yeah, I got like 2.5 years before the election in November 2020. And so this vlog series, uh, it has many layers, many aspects. And well, let me give you some backgrounds, okay? I'm a great listener. I prefer to listen than talk. So when I am with somebody, I listen because I'm more interested in learning than teaching. To me, teaching is of secondary interest because it's something I know already, so there's nothing exciting about it. But learning is something different because when I have conversation with somebody, I'm mostly listening because learning something new that excites me more because something new is more interesting. But I'm here alone at home in Alaska, and so there's nobody with me. Okay, I'm single, never been married, no kids, so I'm just single. So I do have many friends, but I don't really socialize with my friends. I just after work I stay at home mostly, and weekends, yeah, I do go out, but when I go out, I meet random people in karaoke bar or dance club. I just talk to random people. Uh, I go to different churches, and they are part of my political campaign. And I sing in karaoke, I dance in a club, and I go to different churches and meet new people, so that to learn from them and to introduce myself to them. At this stage, everything is local, and you gotta start somewhere, and and yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so please tell me about yourself. Maybe probably you are my friends and family. I only have one family, and they are in Korea. Okay, so yeah, yeah, I was born in America in New York, upstate New York, somewhere. That's all you need to know by now. I'm for now. And I was born in New York, and then our family moved back to South Korea, Seoul. I grew up there until I graduated high school there. Then 20 years ago, I came back to America. So I tell my friends jokes like, I'm kind of like salmon. I was born here, but I grew up in Pacific Ocean, and then I came back. Uh, then a very smart person would say, okay, why don't you just reproduce and die, just like salmon? And that's nobody told me that. I came up with that because I do many things. I write novels, and you're never gonna find where it is, but it is published. I so far I wrote something like 25 novels. It's all available online, 24/7, anywhere in the world. It's in the web, but nobody's gonna find it because it's deeply hidden. I mean, it's not on purpose. It's just the way it is nowadays. So many people publish books, so it's buried, very, very deep inside, and nobody knows about it. But you may be wondering what I'm drinking. It's nothing illegal, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is. It's it's too early to tell you that everything that I do, but I do everything legal, okay? Because I love the law, and more about that later. So today is just introduction, to tell you who I am and what I'm up to. And so my name is Hunky Lee, and I go by Lee. It's Korean name, and Lee is just easier. That's why I just go by Lee. But you can call me by my first name. That's fine. Anyway, so this vlog series, today is the first day. I bought this. It's all on my laptop. Okay, it's I think I bought this from Best Buy in Michigan. I think it's very uh, inexpensive laptop. So I'm recording all this in laptop, and it's in my home. And today I bought this lighting from Walmart, and the back there the whiteboard from Office Depot, and they are very inexpensive equipments. And I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time to make video dialogue. Yeah, very long time. And all right, so the goal of this vlog series, VLOG, video blog vlog series, is the main first motivation is as a campaign activity is free. I'm gonna upload this into YouTube, and yeah, this is first to come. First of all those many series to come. As you can see, English is my second language. My first language is Korean, and I do have thick accent, and I hope you don't mind it. Even if you don't mind, there's nothing I can do about it because I came to this country when I was like 18, and by that stage, your tongue is pretty much set, and you cannot really learn a new language without having an accent. Right? So that's my excuse, and but I hope you understand my English though. Maybe I'm just talking all this and make all this, and nobody understands a single word I'm saying. I hope that's not the case. And so, yeah, the first objective is campaign. I run for president in 2020. I'm gonna replace Donald J. Trump. All right, so that's my goal. And many people say, "Oh, you gotta start local." And the thing is, I did start local. Like now it's June, so maybe 3 months ago. So I'm in Alaska. Okay, so I took the Alaska bar exam and I passed. That was back at the end of February of this year. So after that, I got nothing to do, and so I started attending local political meetings like county meetings, city meetings, they're public meetings from the government officials, and yeah, I learned the ropes. And I did think about running local elections first and start small. Then I started befriending these wonderful ladies and gentlemen in local governments, and I fell in love with them, and they are beautiful, amazing, smart, and intelligent people. So now they are my friends. I'm very well known in the local political circle, and I would never run against them because they are doing great jobs. I don't think I can do any better than they can. They are doing right now, so I will not run against them. And but at the same time, I met with a lot of statewide elect uh, elected officials too. I love them too. So I don't want to run against them either because now I love them and they know me, they love me, and they are my friends. So I would not run against them. And so there's a city level, county level, and then state level. Okay, so I would not run against them because they're like, I love me. I'm sorry, slip of the tongue. Okay, so I love them and they love me. All right, they're my friends. I will not run against them. And but I got to run for something, right? So let's talk about Mr. Donald J. Trump. I love him too. So I voted for him. I prayed for him, and when he got elected, I almost cried because it was so beautifully done, and it was like a miracle. I felt like God answered my prayers, and yeah, it was a very moving moment. And I still love him. I read 5 of his books that he wrote before he started that Apprentice TV show, and because after that, the books that he wrote after that is just not good. I watched that Apprentice show too, season 1. As season 2 and on, I didn't, but it's just a little bit in the YouTube replays, reruns. But season 1, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love that guy. Okay, he's fun, and so that was the background. And so I met with all these local, city, county, state uh, elected officials. Okay, I met a lot of them. So, they're nice. They come to local meetings and shake hands, and there are a lot of events that we attend, and they loved me. Okay, and I expressed them my ideas about how to improve our country, and I realized that my scale of ideas is bigger than the state level. That's why and then I looked at Mr. President Trump, and I wasn't quite satisfied with what he was doing. I realized that I can do better than President Trump, so that's why I decided to run for president in 2020 against President Trump. And uh, yeah, so that's been the past 3.5 months. All right, so things have happened very fast. I have made a lot of progress, local, yeah, local progress. But yeah, so that's where I'm at, and yeah, I'm. It's hard to say this, but let's begin by saying this. I'm running as a Republican. All right. They say won't be any Republican primary, because they're gonna just put President Trump, and there won't be any primary. That's what they said. But I intend to change that, because once I get known, once I become famous nationwide, then they cannot ignore me. Okay, so this kind of roundabout, indirect way of going about it, because sometimes direct approach doesn't work, so you kind of go around it. Okay, so yeah, so that's the first reason I'm making this vlog. The second reason is for your education. Again, when I'm with somebody, yeah, I mostly listen because I want to learn new things. But right now, I'm by myself, so nobody's talking to me, right? So let me do all the talking, and because you are not here, you are not here, okay? But when I'm with you, yeah, then I'll listen to you. I'll be all ears, but nobody's here. It's just me and the camera on my laptop. So yeah, so it's education. I'm gonna talk about a brand new science that I call humanology. Okay, so uh, let me write what humanology is. This is upside down, isn't it? I mean left side, right. Okay. This is not gonna be easy because I've never wrote anything like from right to left. Well, I did study Arabic, so I have written from right to left, but in English, no, I've never done it. Human Humanology. Humanology, okay? So this is science that I expect to replace psychology and psychiatry. Yeah, you may think I'm kind of overly ambitious if you are generous, or just stupid and crazy if you are not so generous. But yeah, I want to be the president in 2.5 years, and I want to create a brand new science that's going to replace psychology, which been there for about 200 years. Yes, but hey man, that's what Alaska is about. It's about frontier pioneership. It's about the last frontier. Okay, that's Alaska, and also it's American spirit. Okay, belief in miracles. All right, we Americans used to believe in miracles, and that's how they invented airplanes, computers, internet, cars, and helicopters. You name it, because they believed in miracles. That's how Americans achieved miracles. Okay, humans who can fly, like Wright brothers, and electricity. Like Edison and who's like a Tesla, and Benjamin Franklin. He tried to capture this lightning, the kite in his glass bottle. It's all miracles, okay. And what else? Yeah, Alexander Graham Bell. He invented telephone. He thought he can talk to somebody in San Francisco from New York. That was unheard of. That was a miracle, and he did it. All right. So all this great invention, American invention, came from this belief in miracles, and that's what I'm doing right now. All right. And so should you. So humanology equals uh, yeah, this N is kind of like to me, in my eyes, it's like Russian Cyrillic alphabet, and left and right swapped. So yeah, I know some Cyrillic alphabet in Russia. I studied Russian just a little bit. So yeah, it's not too difficult. So humanology equals science plus. Are you ready for this? Re. You know what it is, right? You know what's coming. I'm not sure if I have enough room though. Just write small and it will all fit in. And Cyrillic N. Religion, okay? So humanology equals science plus religion. That's the humanology equation. That's the very first of many equations in humanology. All right, so humanology is something that I developed over 2 decades, and nobody knew about it. Nobody knows about it still. It's about it's the study of human mentality, but it incorporates religion. All right, that's why psychiatry failed, and continue to fail, because religion is such a big part of human mentality, and they are ignoring this because for the very understandable reasons. Galileo Galilei in Italy, Christianity persecuted him, and they, Pope and the priests and monks, they forced him to say what the sun revolves around the earth, and he had to say that in court to save his own life. And but rumor has it that when he got out of the court, he said, "Well, the earth still revolves around the sun," something like that, right? So yeah, religion is a big taboo in the world of science. That's why scientists think that they should exclude religion, and because it's just too easy explanation for everything, or God made this. So science cannot progress with such a simple, complacent explanation and that attitude. So scientists for centuries, even for millennia, yeah, they had to distance themselves from religion. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's what promoted the development of the science. So yeah, I recognize the value of independence from religion, and when it comes to physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology, yeah, it makes sense to do that. But when it comes to study of humanity, human mentality, you cannot you cannot exclude religion, because religion, without religion, you cannot understand the human mentality. So that's why humanology is gonna work, because it takes care of science and also religion. All right. So, and the history of science is what, maybe a few millennia, right? But the history of religion in human history is probably like 5 times of that, like 10,000 years. Okay. So religion has been always there. Science has not. Okay. So religion, you cannot separate this from human mentality. If you do, then you don't understand human mentality. Okay. So you have to incorporate it. And the path psychology and psychiatry has taken is this. So they denied religion because they thought it's their duty, or as a objective scientist. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm not blaming them or condemning them. No, no, I understand that. Okay, because I do have scientific background. All right, in my schooling. When I was in high school or in South Korea, I was on top of the class, okay? And all we studied is just English and mathematics and science. That was the main emphasis in South Korean education when I was there. I'm 40, okay? I was born in the 70s, and so yeah, I excelled in school in terms of physics, biology, mathematics, and then after high school, I came back to Wisconsin. I mean, the first time in Wisconsin, and majored in computer science. And after that, I went to a graduate school. It was one of the Ivy League school. You know what? I'll just tell you, okay? So I went to University of Wisconsin Madison, and as an undergrad, and after that I went to Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, and which was where I was born. All right, I was born there when my dad came there over, to study economics PhD program with my mom, and my dad got his PhD. So and I was born there, and my mom, she was just supporting my dad, and she got a job there as a typist in the campus. and they moved back. Okay, so but so yeah, fast forward. I After Wisconsin, I went back to Cornell. I was studying for the PhD program in computational biology. Okay, I was receiving like fellowship. It's kind of like scholarship, and I was all paid off. They funded me, and but after 2 years, I dropped out. Okay, so yeah, I know physics, biology, mathematics, all those things. Okay, I'm very literate in science. All right, and then so yeah, I respect. I did take introductory psychology class in back in Wisconsin, and yeah, I enjoyed it, and I aced it. I was on top of the class, the introductory psychology class, which was like 300 students, undergrad students, and I was on top of that class. Okay, yeah, it was nice class, and I learned a lot. So I'm not denying everything that psychology teaches you. That's not my intention. What I'm saying is, psychology is incomplete, and because they they're only science. Okay, psychology only is science. It's not religion. All right, so that's why it can never be complete. And humanology is very open-minded. All right, it has science part and religious part. Okay, so it's something very controversial, but nobody knows about this. Okay, it's because I mean, I wouldn't say I came up with it because I'm just a collector of knowledge. I talk to people, I read things, I read books, and I just collect and I synthesize. I'm only collector and synthesizer of knowledge. So it's not from me, but yeah. So I I told you I published like what 25 books, 26, 27. It's already out there. Okay, it's just that nobody knows about it, right? And I talk about humanology a lot in those books. Okay, I talk about everything. I talk about my personal life, everything, my political views. So those 30 books, 26 books so far, I think. Yeah, it's out there. So why am I doing this? Because that will be the first reason was political campaign. Second reason is to leave something behind. Uh, you may think this kind of starts sounding like a suicide note, but I assure you it's not. I'm not a suicidal. My life is fine, all right. It's yeah, I do have ambitions, and that kind of sounds impossible. And yeah, I do have high goals, and right now I'm pretty much nobody, an underdog. Like like all these Disney themed movies, animation movies like Cinderella or Little Mermaid or Rapunzel, Tangled, whatever. Snow White, they're all the same, okay? It's an underdog dreaming about something big, and one day it just come true. To me, yeah, that's us, right? You and me. We are underdogs, but we dream something big, and we go after it, right? So that's what uh, everybody's life's about, and that's why Disney movies or Grimm's fairy tale is all. That's why it resonates with so many people in the world, and about 5,000 years before Grimm brothers wrote those tales, before Disney made movies out of those, it's David versus Goliath. David was in Israel. He was just a shepherd. He was not a soldier. He was not captain or general or surgeon. Nothing. He was not in the army. He was a shepherd, unknown, underdog. No captain, no sergeants, soldiers, privates, specialists, or generals, captains. They could not defeat Goliath, but David could. All right. So that's the very first Cinderella story in human history. Okay, so it all came from there. All right. And I'm not saying Donald J. Trump is Goliath. No, I love that guy. He's cool. But what I'm trying to overcome, that's very much like David versus Goliath in a metaphysical way. Okay, I use the term metaphysics a lot in humanology, and later on, yeah, I'll tell you all about it. Okay, so yeah, again, so it's kind of sound like a suicide note, but it's not because I'm not suicidal. My life is good enough. So I'm just like you. Okay, I'm okay, but I have ambitions, dreams, and that would make me happier. Right now, I'm just doing fine, but I have goal to make me happier. I'm going after it. That's all it is. So, but at the same time, I may die tomorrow, and so do you. Okay, so may you. Hey man, anything can happen to us, right? I live in Alaska, and the place I work is about an hour away, and there's a highway between my house and that workplace. And every day I drive to work for an hour and come back to home for an hour drive. So, and people die in that highway uh, every once in a while. Okay, so yeah, I may die in a car accident, but I do drive safe. I never drink and drive. I drive safe and observe the speed limit, and because I cannot afford the tickets, man. I cannot afford that ticket. Okay, so yeah, I drive very safe, and I don't want to die either. Okay, I things that I want to do before I die. So and so like what's that? And also I hike. I see this is Alaska. Okay, so when I come back from work, there are a lot of these hiking trails, and they are in the mountains, in the lakes, and there are bears, black bears or grizzly bears. Okay, so I do carry bear spray in my camelback whenever I go hiking, but I hike like 3 times a week when I come back from work, and some of those places, yeah, they have been bear sightings, even bear mauling. And I'm a man and I'm a martial artist, kind of hobby level, nothing too like fancy, but yeah, I'm a hobbyist martial artist. And uh, when the bear comes at me, I'm not gonna just sit there and take it. I'm gonna fight. All right. Yeah, I fantasize a lot about this. Like someone get back in there and just real neck choke and just snap it and break its neck, and like this, and I kill it, and then skin it and just eat some bear steak, and because I always wanted to eat bear steak. Okay, but it could be the other way around. All right, who knows, man? Maybe a bear will kill me and eat me. I don't know. So that can happen. Okay, so it has happened in Alaska. Okay, bear killing and eating people. Yeah, of course they do, because you may have seen these videos where down in Katmai River where bear fish salmon. Yeah, those bear typically don't kill people because they are full. Their belly is full. They have so much salmon in their belly, and they have no desire to eat people. Okay, so because they have food, but that's river bears. But mountain bears is totally different story. When they come to you, they don't come to you to shake your hands or sit next to you like river bears do. But mountain bears, they're hungry because they don't have fish in the mountains. Okay, the salmons they don't swim all the way up the mountains where I hike, and they're hungry. They're big, but they're very hungry. So yeah, they if they come at you, yeah, they want to eat you. That's why they come to you. So yeah, I will fight bears when I see one. I mean, if they come at me, yeah, then I will fight. All right, and but I may kill a bear and have bear steak as dinner, or he may eat me as dinner. Okay, so I may die tomorrow. Okay, there's no mistake about it because we cannot see the future, right? We only do our best, and I have to hike. I have to go because exercise, running. I don't want to run in the gym, running mill. No, that's too boring to me. I want to hike in the wild nature. That's why I came to Alaska. Okay, so uh, does that light bothering you? Let me turn it off. Let's see how it looks. Um, how's that? All right. So, uh, yeah. So I'm doing this vlog because I may die tomorrow. I want to leave something behind when I'm still alive. All right. And that's why I wrote those 25 books so far because I don't know when I'm gonna die. Okay. I'm a survivalist. Survivalist. I do everything I can to survive, but who knows? I can die tomorrow. All right. So that's why I write down everything that I know, that everything that I learned, and everything to leave something behind me. All right. That's why I'm doing this. So that's second reason. Okay, to leave something behind, this humanology thing. And the third reason is just to have fun. Okay. You know, this is like talking to myself, talking to camera on my laptop, and I'm gonna put that in YouTube. I'm a huge fan of YouTube and Google and Bing and all those San Francisco based companies like Yahoo. Amazon is more like Seattle, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of those high tech companies or any companies, any big corporations. They're all great. Okay, so I mean, I the only Fortune 500 companies I have ever worked for is McDonald's as a drive-through crew. In the McDonald's chains, you have this drive-through guy, right? I was that, and that's the only experience with Fortune 500 companies that I had. Okay, so I'm not receiving any money from them. I just recognize their value in society. All right, I have never been rich. My dad was a college professor in Korea, and if you're a college professor in Korea in economics, you don't make that much money. Okay, we are middle class in South Korea, and I have never been rich. Right now, I my day job is computer programmer, and I don't make that much money. Come on, programmer in Alaska is probably average American average level salary. That's all it is. Okay, 50 some thousand dollars a year. 50 some thousand dollars a year. Okay, so that's like on the dot average American salary level. And so yeah, but I do not envy or be jealous about rich people because they are. I see it as a part of diversity. Okay, I mean they never give money to me, but and I'm not trying to get some kind of campaign contribution to that from them. Uh, no. I just appreciate what they do. Okay, and rich, poor, to me, it's all diversity. Okay, I'm just in the middle. All right, and I have friends in all this different spectrum. Um, so yeah, it's about political campaign and leaving something behind and having fun. Okay, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. So mostly we'll talk about things that has to do with humanology, because that also can serve as the platform of my political campaign, presidential campaign. I'm running for president in 2020, okay? And I'm doing everything I can to make that happen. And okay, so it's been 40 minutes, and let's take a brief break. So this is Humanology Zero, okay? The series, the very zeroth series, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And just before we go, let me tell you what I do. So I work as a computer programmer, but I also passed the Alaska bar exam. So on paper, I'm a lawyer, because, but yeah, because I went to law school. Okay, after. All right, so there's so many. Okay, it's been 41 minutes. Okay, so we can make it a little bit longer, this series. So I went to undergrad in Madison, Wisconsin, and then Cornell graduate school, and then after 2 years in Cornell, I dropped out because PhD I wasn't. It was too much for me. Okay, PhD you study a lot, and I wasn't that. All right, I have diverse interests like music, dancing, martial arts, politics, science, religion, and what have you. Okay, sports. I mean, like weightlifting, maybe a little bit. Okay, so not like basketball, or baseball, or anything like that. Or yeah, I the only ball related sports I play is ping pong. Okay, and other than that, I don't know much about those sports, but and maybe some fashion. I shop at the second-hand market, like thrift markets, because that's all I can afford. But I love it. They have this is one more thing I appreciate about rich people, because they donate all these great clothings to the thrift shops, and I buy this for like $10, and it originally probably costed like maybe $50. Okay, so rich people, they buy expensive and they donate it for free, so that I can buy this for $10. Okay, so I appreciate what they do. All right, and so okay, so I went to Cornell and dropped out. And what did I do after I dropped out of Cornell? Computational biology PhD program. I started driving west to Los Angeles to become an actor. All right, so because I thought, I've been doing more, sitting in front of the computer all day every day in the Cornell, and I was like, you know maybe, I'm young only once, and maybe while I'm still young, I should preserve my image, videotape. And that was when I was in my late 20s, like 28 maybe. It was 2006, so yeah, 28. So uh, yeah, I went to Los Angeles from Ithaca, New York, in I think about 2 to 3 days drive. And yeah, so I got to Los Angeles, and then I got a job in McDonald's and Subway sandwiches. And so I made sandwich, and so I made this very not so pretty Subway sandwich. And there was this all American girl. She, She probably like what 5 years old, 7, 8. She came with her mom in Los Angeles, and I made sandwich for her, and she ate it. Okay, it felt very good because I felt like I'm accepted. All right, so but it was not a pretty sandwich because I was new to Subway, and but I did my best. And this little girl, American girl, she ate the sandwich that I made for her, and I felt so grateful because here's this strange guy who made this not so pretty sandwich, but yeah, she ate it, so I felt accepted and very grateful, and so it was very humane. All right, so that was Subway sandwich job in Los Angeles, and McDonald's job, yeah, drive through, and it was tough, very harsh, and I had this supervisor who didn't treat me very well. There were other supervisors who treated me very well. So yeah, there are good cops, bad cops, good supervisor, bad supervisor. So I yeah, I had experienced that, and then I also applied to computer programmer job, because I majored in computer science in college in Wisconsin. So yeah, after about 3 months, yeah, I got a computer programmer job, and that was back in 2006. I was making as a computer programmer $30,000 a year, 30,000 dollars a year in 2006. And before that, at McDonald's, Subway, I was making about $20,000 a year in 2006 in Los Angeles, right? But I was happy. Uh, my GPA, graduating GPA in Wisconsin was like 3.9 out of 4.0. All right. My friends in University of Wisconsin who graduated with me, their GPA was like 3.6, but they were making like $70,000 a year. Okay, that was about average of my class who graduated with me. Okay, I was making less than half of the money they were making, and my GPA was higher than theirs. But at the same time, I was happy. Why? Because I was pursuing my dream in Los Angeles. So why did I go to Los Angeles? Yeah, I wanted to be an actor. All right, to live some my youthful image when I was still young. That's and I was there and with a job. Okay, I wasn't government disability pay or unemployment pay. No, no, no. I was working and I was making a living. I got a small rented room, and I had a car. I had my apartment room, and I supported myself, and I was pursuing my dream as an actor. All right, so I was happy all the time. It was tough, but I supported myself. I did not rely on anyone or government or my family in Korea or no, my friends. No, I worked and I pursued my dreams and I paid my own bills. I was not in debt. So I was happy, even though I was making less than half of the money that my friends were making, whose GPA was lower than me. All right. So that was like 2006. All right, so the third reason I gave you, so first was campaign, second was leave behind this humanology, human knowledge, okay? Third one is about having fun. So I'm having fun, and I hope you are having fun, okay? So because you can see this as a stand-up comedian gig, or where I'm sitting, so sit down comedian, comedy, whatever. But I hope you are entertained, and I hope I'm entertaining you. And well, I'm kind of strange guy, so many people, actually most of the people around me, my family and friends, they find me very entertaining because even though they do not agree with me, they still find me entertaining because I'm different, right? Something refreshing, I guess, or new. And so after that, so okay, it's 50 minutes right now. So let's just fill up the 1 hour, all right, if you don't mind. And what is this? It's vodka. Okay, so it's nothing illegal. And so I'm a Korean American, so yeah, I drink. And yeah, we will talk about drinking later. Okay, just proper drinking culture of Far Eastern Asia. There's a whole chapter about it. Okay, so one thing at a time. All right. So today's Humanology series zero. It's about introducing you, me, just gentle introduction. Okay, that's why it's zero, not Humanology one. Okay, it's zero. So yeah, it's okay. So I was an actor. I was computer programmer in Los Angeles, and I did some small projects like community theaters or student films, But they were nice to. I mean, they didn't pay me. That's how it is in Los Angeles. Just competition is fierce. So if you are a startup actor in Los Angeles and you get a role in a student film or community theater, that's a big success. Even if you don't get paid, because even if you don't get paid, there's this competition because those credits in student film or community theater is in your resume now. Okay, you have experience, so that's why people starting actors they typically do like waitress, waiter, or stocking in the in the department stores at night. All these so-called odd jobs. Okay, that's what we do in Los Angeles as startup actors. But I happen to be a computer programmer, so I did computer programming as a day job, and then weekend nights I would apply to all these auditions, and weekends, yeah, I would go to auditions, and weekday days, yeah, I would do computer programming. Okay, and then I did that for a year, and then I was not satisfied, so I decided to make my own movie, and it's in YouTube right there. Okay, it's called A Therapy for Metrophobia. And by metrophobia, I mean fear of the city. I understand metrophobia can mean different things, but that's the way I meant it. It's the fear of the city. Okay, so if you're interested, yeah, yeah, enjoy my movie. It's like an hour and 10 minutes long, and so I made it all by myself and without anybody knowing about it. Uh, I did everything in that movie by myself, everything. Okay, nobody even knew about that movie when I was making the whole year. It took me a year, right? So I made that movie, and then I moved to from Los Angeles to San Jose, and so I quit my computer programmer job and just moved to San Jose because Los Angeles was just too hot and too dry. I had this constipation, this hot and dry environment. I had to move to where it rains and it's more humid, and well, I loved Los Angeles, so I didn't want to leave the state. So yeah, I moved to San Jose, which is like an hour south of San Francisco. And I was there, and I joined the army. So at first, I tried to get a computer programmer job there. It's like Silicon Valley. Come on, right? So I was doing fine with the interviews, but I wanted to do something different. something new. By then, I've been doing computer programming for 10 years, so I needed some break. So I joined the army, U.S. Army. Okay, so it was kind of out of blue sky kind of decision, you know. Hey, let's try something totally different. So yeah, army. Okay, and so I went to the army and trained in Georgia for a year. Fort Benning. Where's Fort Benning? Columbus, Georgia, I think. And then that was basic training. And then I went to Fort Gordon in Augusta, Georgia. Uh, if you are a golfer, yeah, you know where Augusta, Georgia is. So that was my AIT, Advanced Individual Training. So the whole two trainings took me a year in Georgia, and Georgia is great. Very southern hospitality kind of, yeah, great people, very very good people. So that was Georgia a year, and then I was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, and yeah, I love Texas. Okay, very nice people, you know, southern hospitality too, and so I was stationed there. Then we deployed to Afghanistan for a year, and I was deployed to a place called Camp Mamal in Mazari Sharif. That's where the famous Blue Temple is. I've never seen it because I never got outside the base. I was inside the base the whole year, and you know, it was northern Afghanistan, so it's very safe place. So we were never once attacked for the whole year. I was there for in I joined the army in 2009, so something like 2011 and 2012, that 1 year. I was in Afghanistan, and we were never attacked in my base. Okay, and I never got outside the base. So it was just 1 year, northern Afghanistan, and it was very dry and hot desert. So my constipation came back, and it made me my life miserable for the latter 6 months because we don't get much vegetables there. All right, so for the latter half of the year, that was the only one thing that made my life miserable. I loved my job as a soldier, you know. I love my people, my colleagues, my sergeants. I came in as a specialist, and I got out as a specialist, E4, just below the sergeant. And but I love my sergeant. They love me. My colleagues. Yeah, it was awesome. But the constipation part, that was real pain. But so after that 1 year, we got back to Fort Hood, Texas, and yeah, I recovered. All right, I no longer have the condition. So and I was in Fort Hood for 1 more year, so that's 4 years, and I got out, honorably discharged, and I got my GI Bill, so I went to law school in Michigan. All right, so I graduated from law school, Michigan Law School, University of Michigan Law School in Ann Arbor, in 2 years. People normally take 3 years to graduate. I graduated in 2 years. Why? Because I already once dropped out of a graduate school. I did not want that to happen again. Because PhD program is like 5 years program or 7 years sometimes, 8 years, 10 years. Okay, so I did not want to drop out again in law school, and so I took 2 summer classes and graduated early in 2 years. Okay, because I did not want to just drag it long and then drop out. Right, I did not want to burn out, so I dropped out. I graduated from law school, and then after that I burned out. Okay, so So I've been doing computer program for 3 years. Okay, after I graduated from law school, and that all happened in Alaska. So when I was in when I was in law school, I watched these Alaskan TV shows like Yukon Man or Alaska the Last Frontier, or in the YouTube there's this one guy who live in the deep in the in the Alaskan forest with his wife, and he used this hacksaw with to saw off this salmon, frozen salmon in the winter, and he would kill this bear with his shotgun. And I forgot his name, okay, but he's in the YouTube. It's like Braving Alaska or something. He's very famous guy. So yeah, I was so fascinated by this Alaskan lifestyle, and so I had to come after I graduated law school. So I just came to Alaska without knowing anybody, without knowing anybody or any job lined up. No, I just came, right? And I was unemployed for 3 months after I came to Alaska, and I was looking for law office job, but they wouldn't hire me because I didn't pass the bar exam. So what do I do? Well, I know computer programming, so I applied to computer programming jobs, and I got one. Okay, so that's where I'm now. Okay, so I've been living in Alaska for the past 3 months, and yeah, that's my story. And okay, it's been 1 hour, so I'm gonna stop here for today. Okay, bye.